Hi everyone! In this probably long-awaited video, I'm going to talk about customizing the Linux desktop environment called KDE Plasma. Currently version 6.6, but this should stay relevant for a while. I'll cover everything from the very basics for those who know nothing about it, to some pretty rare, lesser-known things. Naturally, you can choose what to watch since, as always, there are timestamps in the video description. I'll be showing this on KDE OS, but it doesn't really matter, almost all of these can be replicated on pretty much any distro. To be specific, in this video I'll show you how to change themes, icons, cursors and all that stuff, the basics. I'll show you how to make a Material You style setup just like on Android, and it will automatically change based on your wallpaper. How to make everything as blurry as possible if you're into that. I'll show you the coolest themes I can find, and a bunch of other interesting useful things, various utilities, highly customizable window title bars and so on. Basically, I think everyone will discover something new in this video. Oh, and by the way, there might be a second part on KDE Plasma customization, because in this one, naturally, I didn't get around to covering everything I found. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the second part, and hit the like button to make it come out faster. Also drop a comment if you know something cool for customizing this environment. Thank you. Let's start with the basics, installing icons, cursors, splash screens and everything like that. It's super simple. In KDE you can do all of these right through the settings. With one click you're taken to a catalog with all sorts of icons, cursors, etc. You just pick what you want and install it. If you found something that's not on the KDE store, right there in the settings you can choose to install from a file. Just select the file you downloaded and install it. As for global themes, which usually include a Plasma theme, a Qt theme for apps, an Aurora theme, window title bars, and a color scheme, you can install those the same way. But there is a catch with themes. The main thing is that the vast majority of decent and not so decent themes also come with the Kvantum theme. Kvantum is a third-party theme engine for Qt apps that uses vector graphics, SVG. So by default, without this engine, all themes will look, let's be kind, not great. Specifically, apps won't look like they do in the screenshots, and there will be no blurs or transparency effects. But I'll get to that a bit later. For now, let's finish the basics. It's important to understand that KDE Plasma gives you a huge amount of customization and configuration options right out of the box. For instance, you can completely change how the desktop looks, create new panels, move them around, resize them. You can even create something like a dock. Also, there are countless widgets available for both panels and the desktop, and they're often highly customizable themselves. For example, you can add a weather widget directly to the panel, a system resource monitor, or replace the app launcher with a different one. Right now you can see me setting up panels to look like something similar to a macOS layout. I also want to mention something important. If you want to have spacing between panel items like I do, add the panel spacer widget. It's a useful thing. I was looking for how to do that myself, so I'm sharing it with you. Also, apologies for the small visual glitches you might see here and there. It's just a recording thing, so don't think the environment is so buggy. Also, if you want a full screen launcher like this, just replace the default panel menu with Application Dashboard. It's another built-in KDE widget. So that's pretty much the basics covered. Now let's move on to things that aren't exactly the basics. First, if you happen to be a fan of blurring everything everywhere, let me show you how to make all apps completely blurred. To do this, go into System Settings, specifically Window Rules. Create a new rule, name it whatever you want, and add new window properties, specifically opacity for active and inactive windows. The names speak for themselves, I think it's pretty clear. Set whatever values you like, you can always change them later. Then, as shown in the video, select the window class unimportant and window types all selected. After this, all windows should become transparent. Some people might like that, but let's get that promised blur. For blur, we need Kwin effects. They're called desktop effects in the settings. But the standard blur effect won't work in apps, so we'll need to install the third-party effect called Better Blur. The currently maintained fork is called Better Blur DX. There are instructions on GitHub for installing it from various distros, or you can install it manually. After installation, in the desktop effect settings, enable Better Blur, and in the effect settings, choose all windows, as shown in the video. Now, as you can see, all windows have become blurry. Through the custom window rule, you can always adjust the opacity for active and inactive windows. For example, you could make the active window 100% opaque and only blur the inactive ones. And now a little more basic stuff. There are various interesting built-in desktop effects that I'll quickly mention. Keep in mind that third-party effects can be downloaded and installed just like themes, icons, etc. As for the built-in effects, there are some neat things like window breaking into pieces when closing, the ability to make windows semi-transparent while moving, the quite popular wobbly windows effect, the ability to darken inactive windows, which by the way is really useful, and even 3D cube workspaces. So that's basically all the basic functionality of KDE Plasma. Well, not all of it, but all of it for this particular video. Now let's move on to third-party stuff. Let's start with Klassy, a utility primarily for customizing window title bars and also some aspects of the apps themselves. It essentially comes with a global theme, a fork of the default KDE theme, Breeze, and you can customize that theme a lot. I won't go into too much detail on installing this utility. There are ready-made packages for some distros, or you can compile it manually. All the instructions are on GitHub. If you run into trouble, drop a comment. After installing it, you need to select Klassy in the settings for application style and window decorations. Then you can go into Klassy settings and customize things. For example, you can choose from preset window control icons like the ones used in recent versions of Windows. One of the most useful features here is the ability to make window title bars blurry, specifically the title bars, not the whole windows. And it works really well, text is readable and some elements like the search bar in the file manager aren't blurred. Klassy settings have a ton of adjustable parameters. For instance, window rounding, shadow transparency, border thickness and color. You can even make context menus blurry. So you can tweak it as you like, I'm just showing you where to do it. My setup ended up looking something like this. And now, as promised at the beginning of the video, let's talk about Material You style customization. In short, it's about using certain accent colors system-wide, which are automatically picked from your desktop wallpaper. This approach is used in the latest versions of Android, especially stock Android and Google's Mobiles app. A long time ago I did a GNOME customization in a similar style. So this time it will be similar but much better, because it will work automatically and will be easy and fast to configure. For this I'll keep Klassy around because it doesn't interfere. But you can of course do this without Klassy. For this type of customization we need this wonderful magical utility called KDE Material You Colors. Regarding installation, it's quick and easy for Arch or Arch-based distros like CashOS using the AOR. For Fedora or OpenSUSE, you can add a repository from the Open Build service. Instructions are available. If you are on another distro, you can install it manually using pipx, a tool for installing Python applications, and then install the widget manually. No matter how you install the backend, you'll still need the widget from the KDE store, which you can add to your panel. This widget is essentially the main interface for enabling the backend and customizing the color scheme. So yeah, this utility only changes the color scheme. It doesn't come with its own theme, it just modifies the colors of the main theme. To get the magic working, open the widget and click Start and enable Auto Start, so the backend runs in the background when your system boots. When I first enabled it, it worked strangely. The colors weren't picked up correctly from the wallpaper, but after I changed the wallpaper again, it started working properly. As you can see now, the entire system, all applications, menus, etc. uses colors from the wallpaper, obviously excluding third-party apps like Electron-based web apps. Also, in the widget you can adjust the color scheme by choosing from presets or manually tweaking the color intensity, however you like, depending on how vibrant and saturated you want the colors. Of course, it automatically adapts when you change the wallpaper. Honestly, I think this is an incredibly cool thing. And yes, there is a light theme, but in my opinion the dark one looks better. Also, the light theme doesn't work well with Klassy, or maybe I was doing something wrong, so keep that in mind. Now let's move on to installing third-party themes using the Kvantum engine. Kvantum itself is extremely easy to install, just install the Kvantum package through your distro's package manager, that's all. So here's the deal. Install a global theme through the settings, select it, nothing new there. Then download a Kvantum theme archive from the KDE store or elsewhere. Extract it and in the Kvantum manager select the extracted folder. Install the theme, select it in the manager and then in the system settings, or you could have done this earlier, it doesn't matter. Choose Kvantum as the application style. After that, it's a good idea to log out and back in. Once you've done that, you'll have a fully customized KDE Plasma setup just like in those screenshots you see in theme descriptions. The only catch is that most of these themes, in my opinion, are a bit janky. But the Fluent theme is decent. I can also recommend Dream Dark or Dream Light. For the dark version, there are 2 Kvantum themes in 2 colors, purple and lime. For the light version, there seems to be only one, some kind of purple day theme, but it is what it is. Also, for many themes, like there are console themes available, the default KDE terminal emulator is console. You can apply them in the current profile settings in console. Also, Chrome OS KDE themes seems decent, but again, it's a matter of taste. Honestly, all of these themes look a bit weird to me, but these are the least weird ones I could find. So that's pretty much it for the main customization content, but I'd also like to give you a little bonus. This bonus is the KDE Wallpaper Effects widget, a utility for adding some cool effects to your wallpaper, making it slightly more dynamic. You can install it from the AUR on Arch, from OBS on Fedora and OpenSUSE, or you might be able to just install the widget directly. For some reason, I didn't notice that at first. Anyway, add the widget to your desktop. I recommend immediately right-clicking it and hiding it from the desktop so it's only accessible in edit mode. So what does the widget do? As the name suggests, it lets you add various effects to the wallpaper triggered by certain conditions. For example, if there is an active window or if at least one window is not minimized. You can add pixelation, blur, and grain effects. You can also change parameters like brightness and contrast, or add a color overlay. You can even round the corners of the wallpaper, though that feels like overkill to me. Honestly, it looks very unusual and fresh. It changes the overall feel, and it might be useful for someone with very detailed or overly bright wallpapers that they still like. Now, the first part of the video is definitely coming to an end. I'm not entirely sure if there will be a second part, but I think so. But of course, it will come out faster if you hit that like button and leave as many useful customization tips in the comments as possible. It's pretty hard to find many up-to-date things because some cool projects simply stop being maintained, for example. Also, sorry again for the visual bugs in the video. This time I used a different screen recorder, so next time everything will be fine, I hope. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, don't forget to subscribe. This amazing video ends here. Bye everyone.